Hello, everyone. Welcome, YouTube. And we're back to Roblox Exchange. Today, we'll be talking about how exactly do you read the market. Okay? Now, the fantastic Roblox Exchange developers have provided a way for us to actually learn how to use the important and vital L2 panel, right? Now, a part of the L2 panel is a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know how to use, and it's essential that we learn. And basically, by using this L2 panel, we can own the market, become a quant, as some may say. So today I'll be showing you guys how exactly you read the L2 panel, and how do you turn your $1 into $1 million by just simply learning these, how many? One, two, three, four, seven basic components, right? Now, what are all these things, and how exactly do we, tell? Now, as I said before, the developers have allowed us the opportunity to learn through their website, which is robloxexchange.com, no spaces, and it's just robloxexchange.com. And on there, you're able to have access to the different explanations of what each of these things are. Okay? So, what I'm going to be doing today is going through the website. I will also put pictures of the website as well on the screen, and the explanations that they provide on what exactly each of these things are, and how you can read them to then influence the market. Okay? Now now we will start off with the CMO momentum, right? Basically, this is the game gaining or losing players currently, right? It's telling you, is the game losing or gaining players, right? Right now, we see that the the game is losing a bit of players. It's not really normal, right? Now, it's not just if the game is losing players, but if it's losing or gaining players compared to the normal expected rate, right? Now, when the CMO is positive, the game has more of a chance to increase in price, right? Or the stock has a increased rate or increased chance to increase, right? Now, when the CMO is negative, fewer players than expected, players are leaving the game, resulting in the stock decreasing a bit or a lot, right? And then zero CMO just tells you, okay, the game is at its right average, and basically, you know, nothing is. Not a lot of people leaving the game. Not a lot of people are joining the game, or it's just not outside of the normal range. So we have nothing to worry about, right? Now, also a part of this panel, you're able to see. In my first video, I would have explained different things, according to this panel, but I didn't really go in depth to what exactly is in this panel, right? Now, you would have saw I would have explained a little bit about bullish and bearish, meaning bullish meaning that it's going up, and bearish meaning that it's going down, right? And all these things are changed by, you know, players buying, players selling, and people leaving and joining the game, right? Now we will go into the trade pressure, or TPI, right? As you can see right here on the CMO. Now, what exactly is a trade pressure index, or TPI? Now, it's basically asks the question, are players buying or selling this stock, right? Now, according to the TPI currently, it me it's saying that players are more buying this stock, right? It's a positive 0.54, meaning that more players are buying this stock than selling this stock, right? If it was negative, that shows that players are selling this stock and it's most likely to go down. If people were buying, it's most likely to go up, right? Now, we go on to, and if it's zero, people, it's a balance between buying and selling, and it's simple. Now we go on to the liquidity score, or the LSS, right? Um, Now, what does that mean, and how exactly can you use it? Okay. Now, the liquidity score asks is a simple question on how easy is it to trade without moving the price, right? This just means how smoothly you can buy or sell a stock without your order moving the price against you, right? So, if you have a high liquidity score, lots of trading activity, so there's going to be a smooth execution of your order, and it's going to be much more clean and less slippage taking place, right? Now, a low SS means that there's a thin market or small market. So your order alone might push the price up or down significantly, right? Now, how exactly do you use the liquidity score to your advantage, right? Now, according to the website here, it says always check the LSS or the liquidity score before placing large orders. If the liquidity score is low, consider splitting your order into smaller chunks to minimize slippage, right? Now, a high number means safe to trade longer positions, and a low number means to be careful with big orders, except and expect slippage. Sorry. All right. Now, that's pretty easy to understand, and you can always rewind the video if you don't, just to get a better explanation. I'm also going to be putting the explanation on the screen or later on in the video, so you can get an in detailed explanation as well as the link to the website inside of the description, right? Now we go on to the CCU elasticity. So the CCU elasticity index basically asks the question: count does player count actually move the stock price, right? So, as I would have mentioned before in my previous videos, the stock price is also determined by the amount of people playing this game. So, the amount of people playing Fish It right now, or Fish, right? The amount of people playing Fish right now is going down, going up, right? And basically, what that CCU determines is how much does that player base influence the price of the stock going up or down, right? Now, a positive CCU elasticity basically says, when more players join, or more players are joining, so the price is gonna go up, right? Now, this is normal. Um, and it's normally a hype driven stock, right? So it just indicates that there's a hype driven stock and that more players that join the game, it increases the price. Simply put. Now, a negative CEI or CCU elasticity means that there's a inverse of this, meaning that more player joining doesn't mean that it's gonna push the price of the stock up. It might even actually push it down, right? This can happen with stocks that are overvalued relative to its player base, right? So if this game, let's say, was 15,000 instead of 150,000 of 57,000, and it's still this value here, you might realize, okay, cool, this stock is kind of overpriced, and it doesn't necessarily make sense, and it might go down. Okay, so we will go on to the impact execution. So the immediate impact execution, that's what it basically means, right? Immediate impact, immediate execution impact, asks the question, how much will your order move the price, right? Now, how much will your order move the price? I don't want to sit in the screen a lot because it might be a little bit boring to you guys. It might, seem like a yap session, but it's really not. If you're into wanting to actually learn and to read the market, this video is more for you. If you're a beginner, I recommend you watching the earlier on videos so you get a little hand of it, and if you're interested more, you can come back and watch this video. Okay, so now the immediate execution impact, basically, as I said, how much will your order move the price of the stock, right? So let's say me having $2 billion, I go and invest billions and billions and billions. I would most likely move this stock if the impact was positive, right? Now, it estimates the price. How much the price will move against you the moment you place an order, right? Now, what it means basically is that when the impact is low, it's better. Your order won't move the price as much, right? When the impact is higher, that's worse. You're playing an extra. You're paying extra by placing the order, meaning that when you put in, it's most likely to go against you or go down, right? Now the price shifts against you before you're actually making a profit. Okay. Now, how exactly do you use the impact estimate, right? Now, it's closely related to the liquidity score. When the liquidity score is high, the impact estimate tends to be low, right? And vice versa. You can check. Normally, you should check the impact estimate before making large trades to estimate how much extra you will pay beyond the listed price. That's basically what it means. Right now, when the impact estimate is near zero, there's a minimal price impact, so a clean execution. And when the impact is high, there's a significant price impact, so consider smelling in smaller quantities, right? Now we go on to the absorption score, right? Now this basically is just detecting whale activity and hidden accumulation, right? So a person is considered a whale when they can literally just pump the market and completely change the price of a stock based on the money that they have. So I am considered a whale because I will be able to pump a stock up, increase in its value and stuff like that. In game, we currently have a whale alert system. So when a person is pumping a specific or a lot of money into a market, you're going to see that it gives you a whale alert, right? So this was me here, a whale alert, fish worth 254 million just move, right? And it would tell you how much they're moving and stuff like that, right? But this is basically just that on the L2 panel. And basically when the absorption score is high, a big player might be accumulating or buying or distributing or selling shares without causing obvious price movement. Something is happening behind the scenes, right? This is according to the website. Now, none slash or low absorption score basically just means that no unusual large orders are being detected, so that, so it's okay, and nothing big is happening right now, so we're calm, we're cool, we're collected. There's no big whales pumping or selling. So you can actually make an estimate based on that absorption, right? And that's pretty simple. And how you use it is basically if the absorption score is if the absorption score goes up, lights up, uh a whale is accumulating shares. Accumulating shares might signal that a big price move is coming, right? Now, normally when a player has a lot of money in this game, they know what they're doing. So when you combine the absorption score with other indicators, you're able to make a guess on if they're going to buy or sell, right? Especially when using um the charts to tell you as well. Okay. Now, as I so now if the ABS is, or the absorption score is high, and the trade pressure is positive, someone is, making a big order or buying big, right? Now, if the ABS is high or the absorption score is high, and the trade pressure is negative, someone big is selling, right? And basically that's what that is. And then we go on to the validity score. Now this is just now the validity score, as I would have mentioned, we would have done a something a little similar in a bit, but basically what this is how wild are the price swings, right? So basically this tells you how dramatically a stock price is swinging. So if it's going up or down, or is it stable? So a low validity score means that the stock is stable. Um, bore it's a boring stock, and the price barely moves. And a high score just basically means it's a stock that moves very fast, right? Big swings and up and downs, and high risk, but is a high chance for a big reward, right? Now, how exactly do you use this? Um, it helps you match stocks to your trading style, right? So if you want to make quick flips with a big potential profit, you look for a high validity score. Um, you look for a high validity score. If you want a steady growth, stick to low validity scores. And it can be also a warning signal. If your stock you're holding is suddenly spikes in the validity score, it might be it might be about to make like a big move in either direction. So tighten your stop and losses and your limits and stuff like that. Okay. Um, so once again, a low validity score just means that the market is stable, predictable, and safer, and a high score means that things are more on the wild side, um, exciting but also dangerous, right? So this was, I hopefully a shorter video, explaining the L2 panel and how to actually use it. I'll go into the right side really quickly. On the right side here, you will have your positions. It will tell you how much you have inside of that stock and your value. It's not really readable, but in time it will increase in size. It will tell you the recent trades that other persons have made. So this is actually a really good thing. So if you're a low level person, and you see a whale buying a stock, this is a time that you most likely want to buy, because that person probably has more experience to tell you, okay, cool, you should really buy, right? Now, it also tells you the price stats, whether it be a 24-hour high, a 24-hour low, and you can compare it to the current value right now to say if you want to buy or sell, right? Um, Then it goes into the EMAs and stuff like that. I don't really know what that is, so I won't talk about it yet. The analyst stuff like that, and more to come as well. Right? It also tells you the CCU, which it means the concurrent users that's playing the game. It will tell you the highs, and this also could be a form of telling whether a stock is going to go up or down. So if you see the CCU or the active CCU at the bottom here going down away from the high, it's most likely going to drop instead of continue going up. But if you see it rising from the low at the bottom, it might be the time that it's going to go up. Okay? And using all these indicators can really help you to make promising and effective trades without being that much at risk or making guess trades and stuff like that. So hopefully this video helped you guys. Well, it's mostly for persons that want to learn a bit more about the L2 panel and actually get into trading inside of this game. There are more things to come to be added to that panel, as you would have saw, but hopefully this video was able to help a few of you and educate you guys. So make sure you guys like and subscribe for more content, and I will be making more content, so see you guys there. And make sure you comment any suggestions and stuff like that, and you guys have a good one. All right.